The few who dare to stand up against this and against other forms of woke indoctrination can expect to face extreme backlash, as our next guest tonight did. However, after being fired over her Christian beliefs from a school district in Southern California, our next guest sued and won a $360,000 settlement just last week. So join us now to discuss is fired public school teacher Jessica Tapia and her lawyer, Julianne Fleischer, legal counsel for advocates for faith and freedom. Ladies, thanks so much for being here tonight. Jessica, let's start with you. What is your story? If you could explain and introduce yourself to our audience. How did you come to be fired for basically being Christian?
Right. So it's really interesting how it all got started. I was at the end of my 6th year of teaching. I was a tenured teacher here in SoCal, and students decided to look me up on social media. There they found my Christian conservative views and really took issue to those. They submitted several of my posts, a couple videos to the school district, and the district basically sided with the students and saw it as an issue that I was putting my opinions and beliefs out there. And so from there, I had these directives placed on me, and that from there on out, I would have to follow, such as I now needed to call students by their preferred pronouns. I would need to withhold that information from their parents. And I was in the unique position as a PE teacher overseeing a girls' locker room, which I also learned at that time that I would have to allow transgenders into. I clarified, are you saying a boy? I might have to let a boy in, and they said yes if he is now identifying as a female. So I was convicted over all of those and really found myself with a huge decision to make, and actually took off stress leave for a few months to figure out what I was going to decide to do, because I knew it was possible that I might lose my job if I stood up to this beast. And in the end, that is what the Lord called me to do. And I just spoke out and said, I can't comply with these things. They go completely against my faith and my beliefs. And I was then terminated because they could not accommodate my Christian beliefs.
And I applaud you for your bravery because, just trying to put myself into your shoes and thinking about, career and money and finances, especially in this economy, and then dealing with what you were dealing with at the school. I mean, your back was up against the wall, but, like you said, the good Lord is using you. I believe you have a new venture now, correct, right? Teachers Don't Lie. If you could talk to the audience about that as well.
Yeah, so really, the settlement isn't the end of this. If anything, it's just the beginning. When my termination story went viral last year, I was inundated with messages from teachers who were telling me, I stand with you. I just hope that one day, if it comes down to me having to make a decision, I hope I can have the courage that you did. And so, it really became a passion of mine to embolden and support these teachers that are feeling the weight of the darkness that is, public education today. So launching out of this is Teachers Don't Lie. You can go to www.teachersdon'tlie, and it's a place where myself and advocates for faith and freedom have joined together and created resources and just a support place. And then, of course, the legal assistance is going to be there ready to go as well for any teacher that's like finding themselves in a similar situation and needing help and support.
I still just can't get over that on your own free time, on your own personal social media page, that you had your politics, your religious beliefs posted, nothing there that's unethical, immoral, illegal, and yet still that's what did it for the school. When these students happened upon, searching you up and they found these pages, because we can think back through all the stories that we've covered on this show and elsewhere about there are sexologists and kink therapists. I mean, disgusting and degrading professions. And then those people are specifically chosen by school districts to be brought in to oversee curricula about sex education, as if those who deal in perverse, like I said, who are openly into kinks, and they're being charged and tasked with now overseeing what young children should be learning about, when it's just what they should know about their body, not about all the rest of that. And it's just interesting that, again, it was just your personal beliefs that should be protected by First Amendment rights, that is what got you in trouble. Again, nothing immoral, evil, unethical that goes against school guidelines or policies. Now, Julianne, I do want to turn it over to you from the legal perspective. Can you talk to us about this settlement, this amazing settlement we just saw?
Yeah, this settlement is an incredible victory, and we believe it sends a strong message to other school districts that there is a price to pay when you attempt to discriminate against an individual's religious beliefs and convictions. And what the school district did to Jessica is they essentially created their own religious test and said, Jessica, you need to comply with our own set of religious beliefs regarding these transgender policies. And if you don't comply with these policies, you're no longer qualified to be a public school teacher. And the First Amendment protects people like Jessica who have religious beliefs and enable them to maintain a public school or a public position. And so what we're seeing is school districts are pushing out good teachers, the kind of teachers that we want in our school systems who have a heart to teach children truth. But we have school districts like the one that Jessica worked for who are instead asking Jessica to lie to students about their gender ideology, lie to parents and withhold that information from parents, and then ultimately lie to themselves about their religious beliefs and convictions. And we believe this settlement sends a strong message that, again, there's a price to pay when you burden someone's religious beliefs, and we hope that it encourages other teachers to take a stand and sends a warning message to school districts that their actions will not be tolerated.
I hope so. I mean, especially what we've seen now from the governor of California and other big name Democrats are really trying to bear down on the more conservative school districts in Southern California, trying to make them go the way of what, Jessica's school district did to her. So we really do see that battle. So Julianne, Advocates for Faith and Freedom, have you guys noticed an uptick in these sorts of cases that you guys are having to defend and to, take to court?
Absolutely. Well, even just with the announcement of this settlement, we've received tons of legal inquiries from individuals, not even just within the school system, but individuals in different careers who are being subjected to their employers' different policies as it relates to transgender issues. And they're seeking help. They're seeking legal help as it relates to how can their religious beliefs be accommodated. And, no one should have to forsake their religious beliefs in order to maintain employment in any type of career. And so we're seeing an influx of these cases. Our firm exists, we're a nonprofit, and we exist because we believe in the principle and the causes of the First Amendment. We believe in protecting children. We believe in the rights of parents to raise and direct the upbringing of their children. And so we provide our legal services free of cost so that individuals can continue to live and to live out their faith boldly.
Well, Julianne, I can't thank you enough for all the legal help that you provided to Jessica, but also to others who find themselves in a similar situation as her. Jessica, I'll leave you with the last word. We have about a minute left on the clock. How do you hope that your story inspires others who may be watching right now?
Yeah, I hope it just sends the message that, one, the time to stand is now, and it's always worth it to stand for what's right. You never go wrong, and it might feel hard, it might even feel wrong for a moment, but we need to set feelings aside and focus on fact. And the fact of the matter is there is one truth, and we must stand for it, and it's always worth it to fight for the children. And the law and the Lord are on our side.
No, definitely. And again, I've talked about it a little bit before in the show, but I am pregnant with my first child. And so obviously the school issue was a big one for me beforehand, but now, it's become so much more real, having to think about my own children, what the school situation is going to be like. That's why I thank you guys both so much for the amazing work that you both have done. Jessica, Julianne, thank you so much for joining us.